Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we will learn a new chapter in chapter 5 about what are the nature or structure of insurance document. So in this chapter, this is how we will deal in terms of some insurance contract and also the documents that we use in the formation of the insurance contract until the end of the contractual period. So in this chapter also, what you should know is all these structure or documents are involved in the insurance. So for our learning objective in this chapter, so firstly you have to know for the proposal form, next cover notes. After that we will go through for the policies and also endorsement. So the other documentation is you should know about what are the certificate of the insurance company. And not forgotten in terms of the claim forms, renewal notice, and lastly completion notes and discharge notes. First, the cover note. Cover note is temporary document that will be given to the customer in order for the customer to claim for their future losses. So in this document usually will be used in a motor insurance and also in a marine insurance, because for these types of document, this is like a temporary document and will be superseded once the policy itself is issued. So for the cover note that will be given to the customer, this is like an advance document of policy, because the insurance company will take some time for the policy to be issued to their customers. So like I said before, the example here for the cover note that will be used in this type of document is in motor insurance. So in this cover note, they will be simply state that the insurance is in force and give brief details of the cover. So let's say if the customers are involved in any accident, so they will use this cover note to make a claim for any financial losses towards the accident. So this cover note also will be useful where the insured has need to prove to some other party that insurance has been affected. So meaning here, even though the policy do not being issued to their customer, but the customer can use this cover note as a proof for them to make a financial claim. So this is a cover note. So cover note can be in a printed form, and also sometimes it can be based on a handwritten. So it is quite extensively used in the classes of insurance like a motor insurance and also in a marine insurance. Next, we go through to the second documentation in insurance, which is a proposal form. So in this document, this is a most common mechanism by which the insurer will receive the information about the risk to be insured in most classes of insurance. So let's say if the customer approach the insurance company to apply medical insurance, so usually the insurer or the agent of the insurance company will then interview session with their customers. So they will fill in all the information in the proposal form. So the information in the proposal form will be about the customer's background, age, or maybe their occupation. So this is how the insurance company will assess the risk from their customers. So once the proposal already completed, so it will be submitted to the insurance company. So in this proposal form, they have full information about the particular risk proposed for the insurance company. So the proposal will be completed by the proposal will be completed by the proposer, which is the customer, because the customer that need the protection from the insurance company, and they have to answer it will be enable the insurers to assess the proposed risk by the customer. So for example here for the medical insurance, so they have a full information in terms of the customer background, about the customer age, about the customer health condition. So this is all included in the proposal form. form. So what are the function here for the proposal form? Firstly, the function of proposal form is convenience, because this is very convenient for the insurance company to know speedily the customer's information. So they have the details of customer information in the proposal form. Okay, and then the second one is for the advertising, because most of the proposal form contain details of the cover available under the company's standard policy for that classes of insurance. Okay, and then the third one is proposal form can become the offer for their customers. Okay, so in terms of if the customer already completed the proposal form, so means that they offer, it will be offered by the proposer to the insurer. So once the customer already completed the proposal form, give their information to the insurance company. So this is like an offer for the insurance company to give them the protection. Okay, and then the last one, the function of proposal form, it will become as a basis of a contract. So usually for all the contract involved, they must have a proposal submitted first to the insurance company. Okay, and then this is become after that, after the proposal form already approved, so the contract will be completed. Okay, so and also the contract will be formed, okay, between the insurer and also insured parties. Okay, so all these we have here 4 function of proposal form. Okay, and then the third documentation in the insurance is we have for the policies. So like I said before, after the insurer already accept the proposal, already done for the risk assessment for their customers, so means that they already agreed to give the policy to their customers. So in this policy, we can state that this is given when the insurer accept the proposal and also agreed with the terms that the customer agreed to pay the premium to the insurance company. So once the customer receive the policy from the insurance company, so there is a valid contract between the insurer and also insured parties. So this is like evidence of contract once the customer receive the policy. Okay, so what are the components here in the policy? So we have the heading. Okay, the heading means that this is the heading on the top of the policy. So we have the name of the insurance company. Okay, what are the address and logo for the insurance company? Okay, and then we have for the preamble and also recital clause. Okay, so preamble and recital clause is like what are the introduction towards the contract. So usually the beginning of the contract we have, okay, then we state what are the basis of the contract, and then we mention the premium that must be paid by the customers, and also they will provide the cover details based on the insurance policy. So if the customer purchase for the medical insurance, so they will provide what are the cover details in the medical insurance. Okay, and then the third components here for the policy, we have for the operative clause. Okay, so for the operative clause, this is the details, the insured perils for which the insured or his legal representative are identified. So this is the what are the policy subject to its terms and condition. Okay, and then last components here for the policy we have for the exception. So this is the restriction in the scope of insurance. So means that when there is an exception, this is not being covered by the insurance policy. So for example, like fire insurance, the exception state that the insurance does not cover loss by the thief during or after the occurrence of a fire. So this is the exception or restriction in the scope of insurance. Okay, and then the last one here, sorry, I have a mistake, make a mistake before this. So we have the last, the requirement here in the policy, which is the condition. So for all the policy are subject to the condition, which is the condition in the policy are commonly divided into an express and implied condition. Okay, so for example, we have here for the express condition. Okay, so the meaning here for the express condition, this is what will be appear in the policy. Okay, so this condition are stating that the insurer will comply with all the terms of the policy. Okay, and then the express condition will state that what are the requirements that the insured notify the insurer of any changes in the risk. Okay, and then they will state the express condition, they will state in terms of the procedures. Okay, and then the effect of a fraud. Okay, and also the insured must take all responsible care to minimize the risk of loss or damage. Okay, so this is the condition, means that what are the terms and conditions that apply in the policy. So we have, okay, express condition and also implied condition. Okay, and then the meaning here for the implied condition, this is do not appear in the policy. Okay, before this, for the express condition, this is what will be appear in the policy, but for the implied condition, this is what do not appear on the policy. Okay, for example, the subject matter of insurance does exist and can be identified. Okay, and then the insured party has insurable interest. Okay, means that they will not mention, maybe they not mention in the policy that what are the insurable interests, okay, for the customer. So meaning here, once the customer wants to make a claim in the future, so they must have a legal entitled towards the asset or legal ownership towards the asset, for example. Okay, and then in the example here for the implied condition, so the insured has observed the principle of utmost good faith in the negotiation leading up to the formation of the contract. So meaning here, okay, in the implied condition, so the insurance company will assume that the customer will, okay, disclose all the material facts, okay, and also must have a principle of good faith, okay, between the insured and also insurer. Okay. Okay. So next document, the nature of insurance document. Okay, we have for the endorsement. So the meaning here for the endorsement is recording on a policy document alteration to its terms and condition during its currency, or to vary or extend the printed wording at the time of issue. Okay, so we use for this endorsement in order to avoid the need to terminate the original policy. Okay, so for example, when they want to make for the alteration towards the policy, so they just will do for the endorsement. So the insurance company do not have to do a new policy for their customer. They just will do for alteration for their customer. Okay, so let's say if the customer want to extend the period or the tenure for the policy. So for example, before this, they just agreed to make a 10 years policy, but after that, they want to change the tenure for 20 years. So if the customer want to change the tenure for 20 years, so the insurer do not have to make new policy for their customer, because there is a lot of process if they want to do for a new documentation or new policy. So they just will make for the alteration, okay, to the policy, to the customer's policy. And also in the need here for the endorsement is they do not have to terminate the original policy, okay, because if the the insurer terminate the old policy or the previous policy, so maybe they will be affected in terms of the financial claim. So when they just do for the alteration, so they just follow the terms and condition. And also they will follow what are the requirement here in the policy for their customers. So this is the endorsement, which is the alteration for the policy document. Okay. Okay, and then the next one is for the certificate of insurance. Okay, so this is normally issued when the insurance is compulsory, but it's not always the case. So, okay, so this is in order for the insurance company, okay, to make a certification that the insurance is issued by an authorized insurer in accordance with the requirement of the law. So the meaning here for all the insurance company, they must have a certificate, okay, in order for them to fulfill all the requirement by the government, okay, and also the requirement of the law. Okay. Okay, and then the next one is for the renewal notice. Okay, so the renewal notice, okay, let's say if the customers want to renew the contract of insurance, okay, so this is usually happen here for the vehicle insurance, because for the vehicle insurance, okay, the customer will renew the vehicle insurance once a year, right? So this is for the renewal notice, which is they will advise the insured to notify the insurer of its renewal intention. Okay, so the insured, which is the customer, will give this renewal notice to the insurer in terms of their intention to renew the contract of insurance. Okay, and then for the renewal notice, frequently contain a warning on the duty to disclose changes affecting the policy inception or last renewal date. Okay, so usually what they will renew here, okay, in terms of the date, the tenure towards the contract. So they just will renew the contract, okay, based on the renewal notice. Okay, and then we have here for the claim. Okay, so for the claim forms, okay, so this is the purpose here for the claim form. Okay, and this is for the customer. So let's say if the customer want to make a claim in terms of the financial losses, so they will give this claim form to the insurance company in order for the insurance company to take an action, okay, to make what the inspection, okay, towards the financial losses. Okay, and also they will use this claim form in order for the insurance company to take note what are those information, okay, that related with the financial loss for their customers. Okay, so for the claim form and renewal notice, you can look in terms of the example here for the claim form and renewal notice in your textbook, okay, in order for you to get more information what are the example of claim form. Okay, and then the last document or the nature of contract in the insurance, we have for the completion or satisfaction note and discharge note. Okay, so this is usually used by the insurer to indicate that the repair had been completed. Okay, and the insurer could pay the garage amount. Okay, so let's say if the customer are involved in the accident and also they will send their vehicles to the repair shop. Okay, so once the repair had been completed, so the insurer will receive this completion note, okay, from the repair shop in order to for them, okay, to pay the amount of total repairing the vehicles to the repairing shop. Okay, so this discharge note, this is an acknowledgement by the person legally entitled to receive the payment. So once for example here for the repair shop already give the completion note, so they will be entitled to receive the amount of total repairing the vehicles. Okay, so this is for the completion note or discharge note. Okay, next this is an example for your cover note. Okay, so you also can look from page 165, the example of cover note. Okay, so for the cover note, this is also from the motor vehicles. Okay, so the definition here for the cover note, so this is like a temporary document before the insurance company we issued the policy to the customers. So in terms of this cover note, they also have the particulars information towards the vehicles. For example, what are the model toward the vehicle, registration number, year of manufacture. Okay, and then they already state that the customer will pay what are the sum of money in order for them to apply for this motor vehicle insurance. Okay, and then they also have the tenure. Okay, they will state the tenure of the motor vehicle insurance. Okay, so these are the motor vehicles insurance for the cover note. Okay. Okay, and then the last example here is about for the endorsement. Okay, so for endorsement, you can look from page 167. Okay, so the information here in the endorsement, so this is like the alteration, okay, for the policy. So when there is alteration in the policy, so usually they just redo in terms of the endorsement. Okay, so in the endorsement, they also have the particular information here towards the contract. Okay, what are the classes of insurance policy, what are the insured name and address, what are policy number, okay, which is easier for the insurance company to refer. Okay, and then this is in terms of the amendments or the alteration that already done by the insurance company, okay, which is they already get the approval from their customers. Okay, so if the customer want to increase, let's say if the customer want to increase the sum insured, so they just redo in the endorsement. So in this example here, they want to increase, the customer want to increase the sum insured, okay, increase from 5,000 ringgit to 10,000 ringgit. Okay, so this is the alteration that already been done, okay, in the endorsement. Okay, and then they also want to increase the sum insured in the other section from 6,000 to 10,000. Okay, and then they have the particular information here about the postal address. Okay, so all these are the example for endorsement. Okay, so you can look more example towards the documentation in the insurance in your textbook in order for you to get some idea, okay, what are the definition, okay, towards each type of contract. Okay, so you can look more from the textbook. Okay, thank you, class.